Hi, everyone in Aortic Hope World. It's Tammy Warner on the board here to bring you the latest information from last week to review a week of review. Before I start, if you're here watching or if you watch at a later date, please make sure that you click to subscribe so you don't miss any of our information. Like it and share it because that's how we reach people. People are out there looking for us. They're looking for accurate information. They're looking to connect with other people, and we want you to help us find them. So here we go. We're thankful you're here. Okay. Oh, that's not it. Medical Monday. So Medical Monday from last week is a hot topic in all communities right now, but Ozempic or the semaglutide. As you know, Ozempic is a medication that has garnered significant attention in recent years, primarily for its effectiveness in managing type 2 diabetes, and more recently for potential benefits of weight loss. Something that I find very interesting is people who are diabetic are considered, there's type 1 where you're born with it and you have the insulin issues, and then the type 2 that can be treated, and you can actually reverse the type 2. But now there's a type 3 that is comes off under Alzheimer's. So I find that very interesting. But as a glucagon-like peptide 1 receptor agonist, Ozempic works by stimulating insulin secretion, reducing glucagon secretion, and slowing gastric emptying. These mechanisms help control blood sugar levels and, in some cases, super weight loss efforts. Now, another way to control your blood sugar is to always pair a carb with a protein. So if that's something you're working on, always pair a carb with a protein. Always eat your protein before your carb. However, like any medication, Ozempic comes with a profile of potential side effects. While it has been generally well tolerated by most users, concerns have arisen regarding its impact on the heart. This blog will explore the cardiovascular implications of Ozempic, providing a comprehensive review of what patients should consider. So if you have a primary doctor or a weight loss doctor, an endocrinologist that is talking to you about these medications, you definitely want to consider the benefits, but the complications of this medication, and include your cardiologist in that conversation. Don't just talk to one doctor. Before delving into potential side effects, it's essential to not acknowledge that Ozempic has demonstrated some cardiovascular benefits. Clinical trials such as SUSTAIN 6 study have shown that Ozempic can reduce the risk of major adverse cardiovascular events, including heart attack, stroke, and cardiovascular death. This positive effect is attributed to Ozempic's ability to lower blood glucose levels and promote weight loss, both of which are crucial factors in managing cardiovascular health. So here are some of the side effects. The increased heart rate, which you definitely would want to monitor. The hypoglycemic, so very low blood sugar, can especially cause the arrhythmia and other heart issues. Dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. This is important all the time to maintain a good hydrated body. Pancreatitis and cardiac risk, says that they're rare, but pancreatitis can indirectly impact cardiovascular health as it may lead to elevated triglyceride levels, a risk factor for heart disease. Ozempic offers significant benefits for individuals with type 2 diabetes and those seeking to manage their weight. While it has demonstrated cardiovascular benefits, it is essential to be aware of potential side effects that may impact the heart. By understanding these risks, patients can safely and effectively use Ozempic as part of their treatment regimen. As always, individual patients needs and circumstances should guide treatment decisions to ensure the best possible outcome. So that was Medical Monday. The one thing that I will say about, I can't speak directly about Ozempic or any of the other ones on the market, but if you are a aortic disease patient that is interested in losing some weight, I would highly recommend that you talk to your doctor about this medication, but there are things that you can do that are not medication. And something that I just did recently, and I lost 20 pounds since last September, was I joined a local group that was free, and it was a diabetes prevention program. And you had to fit certain criteria, like you had to have had a baby over 10 pounds, be over a certain weight, things like that. And I qualified, and you went every week for the first like 6 months. It was a weekly thing, and then it gradual, and you weigh in every week, and then you gradually back off to like every other week. And now we're meeting. Our last meeting is next week, August. We're down to once a month now. But I did learn a lot. It was a free program through the CDC diabetes prevention program. And even though I knew a lot about how to eat and portion control, it was really nice to be with other people who were on the same journey and to share ideas. And one of the biggest things I learned that made a big difference for me was like what I just said to you, to always pair, like if I was really craving a couple cookies, I would eat a cheese stick first, and then I would eat a cookie, one Oreo cookie instead of a whole sleeve, and then ate as much as the potato as I wanted. My blood sugar is welcome to get in touch with me about that.
Well done, Tammy. Don't go rushing. We want to say hi to some people.
Okay.
Hi, Thomas. Hi, Christina. Hi, Velda. They all
hi,
jumped
everyone.
in to say hi. Yep. And so it's interesting, Ozempic. On the Joe Rogan Experience, he was talking to a couple of doctors that they want to create a Special Olympics for people that are going to take all of the best medicine for human performance and compete. Yeah.
Okay.
He was like, we have a baseline, right? Let's call that the regular Olympics.
Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, right. And so one of the doctors, he was bringing up that he himself was on Ozempic. And Joe Rogan was like, well, I don't understand why you would be on Ozempic. And he goes, it's outsourcing discipline. Right. And so, you know, as you list of the things that it does, it's helping you to prevent you from feeling hungry. It's helping you to increase insulin, to make sure you don't have too many spikes and you know,
that
have
insulin
any
resistance is a big, there's so many people walking around with insulin resistance that they you don't even realize it. I tell you, the thing that really scared me, and this was before I even had breast cancer. This was 5 years prior. I had taken a nutrition class, and I'm simplifying this, and I think I've talked about this one other time, but I learned that every time you release insulin, your body releases a growth hormone. That growth hormone can promote cancer cells to grow, and cells that we would typically slough off, abnormal cells that our body is built to slough off.
That's super interesting.
When you spike this insulin and this growth hormone comes out, it does its job, and it helps those abnormal cells grow into cancer cells. And that scared me. Like, you know how there's different things for different people. And that's how I started on my learning more and more about nutrition. And whenever I'm in a conversation of people talking about taking collagen, when I first had my aortic dissection, I thought, well, gee, wouldn't it be smart to take collagen, because could that collagen help heal my aorta? Like, if it's supposed to heal my, help with your skin and everything else, could that help strengthen my aorta that's now compromised? And I talked to a couple doctors about it, and they said, absolutely not, the same thing, that collagen that you're taking boosts rapid cell growth. When you have rapid cell growth, it doesn't care if it's an abnormal cell that can grow into a cancer cell or a regular healthy cell. So I don't recommend the collagen craze at all for anybody.
That's also
But
very interesting.
yeah, I find nutrition so interesting. I've done so much research, and the only supplement that I take and I encourage my family to take is vitamin D. Almost anybody can benefit from vitamin D. And I take magnesium. Those are the only two supplements that I take. And you have to be careful with the magnesium. There's like 4 different types of magnesium. One is better for your heart than the other. One is better for your digestive system. One is good for helping calm your your anxiety and things like that. But what in the research I have found, everything is too iffy, and you have got to know for sure what you are taking when you buy a supplement off the shelf or through the internet. There are some places out there that are testing, and you can get some good information about, that this vitamin D brand with K added, when they tested it, it had 100% of what it said on the label. That's extremely unusual to find. And maybe one day I'll try to, I send articles to Karen a lot about like these like Medical Monday kinds of things, and maybe I'll look for that, like what are some of the apps that you can go to check out any supplements that you are going to take, which Karen, by the way, is here in Delaware. I have my bathing suit cover up on. I left her she's out back at the pool. So she's on a well-deserved break.
I was wondering how long until you sold her out.
And then she's supposed to be checking out where to go to dinner tonight. And then her and Terry Cook are coming back next weekend to my house we have tickets to the Jersey Boys. So we already made dinner reservations for next weekend. But yeah, Karen's out back with her snack and her drink and her pool toys. So, but it's good. She needs a break once in a while. Okay, let's move on. Okay, Aortic Hope and Aortic Athletes. This is tomorrow night, right? 13th.
It certainly is.
So there's 2 people. I know it's so it's Brian Morrell. Is that how you pronounce the last name?
That's how I've been pronouncing it.
Okay, but Carmen David is going to be with him, and Jack Crow. Okay, so tomorrow night at 5:00 on the same YouTube channel, they will be on here talking about being an athlete and training. I don't think that everybody that is going to be listening will be training for the New York Marathon, but they're going to give us some more information. So Brian Morrell has been an endurance athlete for 20 plus years, competing in races of all distances. He was diagnosed with an ascending aortic aneurysm in 2020 and had his surgery in 2022. He will run his first marathon post open heart surgery at the 2024 New York Marathon as part of the John Ritter Foundation, Team Ritter. And I know that Carmen David, she sponsors something that's in Texas every year and has a great turnout, makes a huge donation to us every year for that, and we really appreciate it. I have a marathon story. Before I dissected, before my breast cancer, my husband and I would run. It was just something that we would do together on weekends. And I came home one day from the gym, and I said, I signed us up. This was in September. I said, I signed us up to run the Miami half marathon in March 1st. So on September 1st, I signed us up for March 1st. So we started training, and we trained in snow and ice and all the Under Armour you can imagine. We spent tons of money on Under Armour and gloves, and we had to buy the things to put on the bottom of our shoes so we could run on ice. And then we go to Miami in March in like 95-degree weather. And we weren't smart enough to go early enough to run a couple days in that heat. But we both did really well. And when I told my husband I did this, he said, "Why? Like, we're not marathon runners. We're just like Saturday warrior runners." And I said, "Well, I was thinking about it, and I don't remember the last time I was scared." Now, this was before my breast cancer and before dissection. So I've got the scared part down now really well. But this was before the scared part. And I said, I think the last time I was scared was like 25 years ago when we signed paperwork to build a house, and I thought we'd never eat again. So I was like, we need to ramp this up a little bit, and we need to work towards something in our life. So we did that, and we have run like the 5Ks and stuff like that, but we're not doing any more half marathons. So especially in the winter.
Let me get this straight. How many children did you have by this point?
Two. Yeah, and I left them home with my sister. They were in school, and I left them home with my sister. They were like in middle school and high school, and they had a huge blizzard in Maryland. Because I remember we couldn't fly back. We had to stay like a couple extra days. Boo-hoo. And my sister never left the house. The kids never left the house. They were like trapped in the house for an entire week while we were in Florida.
Oh, I love the visual of mom and dad coming home. Complete Miami tan.
I couldn't make it home. We couldn't make it home. So the thing I didn't like about the marathon is I'm not a beer runner. I mean, beer runner. I don't run for beer. My husband was fine running for a beer at the end. And they didn't have anything else to drink when I got to the end. And I was so thirsty. They didn't have water or lemonade or anything. So I ate a banana. But I was very disappointed that they didn't have something for the non-beer drinkers. Even a glass of wine would have done. So, but anyway,
that's so good.
That's my marathon story.
What I'm taking away from this is that sometimes if you're married, your wife is going to sign you up to run where the sun is the closest to the earth in the middle, and you're gonna have to do this. Let me
tell you, we froze our butts off training. We train 4 or 5 times a day, during the week, and like for a couple hours on Saturday. We took Sundays off. It was so cold some of the times that we went out. My ears, like I remember wearing the cloth or like the headband around my ears, and then huge ear muffs because my ears were always cold. My nose was always running. I was so tired of my nose running while I was running that I ended up buying, the old fashioned sweatbands. So I had sweatbands on both arms, run and wipe my nose at the same time. But I don't know how we did it. I don't know. It's a fun memory. I will never do it again, but it was a fun memory.
That's awesome. Velda says, "Good for you, Tammy."
Well, now I haven't been on my bike in 5 years, and my husband, we don't. Though I do feel bad because we don't run anymore, because I don't run anymore, and he won't run alone. Now he has ridden his bike without me, but he's been saying to me, what we should get you back on your bike. So this past week, he got my bike out, and I was like, I don't know, because it's like you gotta lean over, and it's got that teeny tiny little like thread of a seat that you sit on. It's like a thong. And I'm like, I don't know, Keith. I don't think I have the endurance to do this anymore. So I came out, and he had both bikes on the back back of the car, and he's like, we're going to take the bikes, and we're taking them to the shop, and you're going to tell the man what you need to be able to ride this bike. So $130 later, I have a new seat, I have new brake pads, and I have a higher handlebar. So we're riding bikes again. So that's good news. So
That's
he's
an
excited about
accomplishment.
that. So okay, let's see what's next. Got to move some stuff here so I can see. Okay, a brand new resource. Wait a minute, this is not at the top. I'm sorry, guys. I'm moving stuff around here. Heart Health Community Resource. This information came out last week, and we just want to make sure that everybody gets this information, because this is a brand new resource for Aortic Hope and our entire community. It's called Heart Health Community and Vascular Health Community. And if you're looking for information, like we all go to Google about our aortic condition, if you're seeking medical information or a new physician, just want to know about treatments, medications, this is a free resource. It's a new app, and you register for free, and you can join different affiliations and hospitals according to where you live or what your diagnosis is or what whoever you're caring for. And again, what I've said in the past is this helps you learn the terminology, it helps you advocate for yourself, and it helps you talk to your doctors. So while creating your profile, you will note all medical categories and topics of interest to you, and you'll be able to receive in real time information about these topics. So the heart health community is unique, first to the market, IA, ML driven, patient engagement, and education platform. And I do want to say here about the artificial intelligence. I was talking to my cardiologist about artificial intelligence, or I was talking to her about the speed at which things seem to be changing in the cardiac world, and especially in the aortic world. And she said that the IA is making such a huge difference in the world of genetics that we are learning so much so fast that she can hardly keep up with it, but it's very, very exciting. So although you could probably Google 20 articles about the bad things of IA, there's some really good things that are happening out there because of it, and we're going to benefit from it. HCC uses artificial intelligence and machine learning to connect heart and vascular health caregivers and their patients with a sophisticated community platform. HHC drives patient engagement with physicians, hospitals, and clinics by delivering branded and individually curated newsletters to patients containing professionally curated articles pertaining to their individual heart and vascular conditions, with a huge library of articles. HCC provides its members with professional, curated, and validated descriptions of heart and vascular diseases, hundreds of supporting subject matter videos, and thousands of geo-presented heart and vascular health professional resources. HHC curates over 6,500 sources of information and resources, helping patients and their families manage their heart and vascular health journeys more effective. The important part is it is free. It's free to join. It creates heart and vascular health equity by leveling the geographic and socioeconomic access to professionally curated heart and vascular health information at no cost. And this is to all the professionals and to us who have become professionals on our own. And the platform is ADA compliant and has been translated into 121 languages. The thing that I would add to this is that the reason why like someplace like the heart health community can connect us to valid testing, valid research is because of places like, I'm not gonna be able to come up with it off the top of my head.
Rare patient voice?
Yes. Okay, so I want to tell you about the rare patient voice. So if you have not joined Rare Patient Voice, I would highly recommend it, because people that are doing research can learn from you, and you can make a difference in treatment. You can make a difference in even how we're treated with our mental health when we go into a doctor. So the Rare Patient Voice is an app that you can download. We have met with them in person. They know all about aortic dissection, and what they will do, you will fill out a form about exactly, I mean, you might have aortic dissection, you might be on the wait and watch, you might have aneurysms, you could be diabetic, whatever health issues you're dealing with for yourself or as a caregiver. So caregivers can sign up for this also. Once they have your profile, you can go in and change it as things change. They will email you any and all research that's happening. And then depending on the amount of time it takes you to do that, so they might estimate that it's a 15-minute questionnaire, you might get $15. The typical is between $20 and $25. And all you do is at the end, you push a button saying, yes, this address is correct, and you get a check in the mail. Sometimes I've participated in some that are anywhere $100, $160, $200. Those are a little bit more involved. So you will answer a whole bunch of preliminary questions to make sure that you fit this research study. And then once you're accepted, they will give you a time in a day that they'll either call you on the phone or you'll have a Zoom meeting. And I think like one of the ones I did, there was a company that was putting together, it was kind of like the Good RX that's out there that you can go through to get your medications. And all they wanted to know was, it wasn't the content that they wanted to ask me about, but how the platform looked and how easy was it for me to navigate for the information I was looking for. Another one that I did was about breast cancer and chemo. And basically what they were trying to figure out was if somebody came up with a way for you to do chemo in the comfort of your home by giving yourself an injection under the skin in your thigh, would you rather do that than go in and have a port and for them to put the chemo through your port once a week or however many times? And I think that was like $160 one. But so Rare Patient Voice, it's a valid place for you to be heard. So take a look, check that one out. Okay, help text resources. This is back to the mental health part. We all deal with that, whether we're a caregiver or a patient. But at Aortic Hope, our goal is to spread hope, create awareness, and provide support to those impacted by aortic diseases. And that's why we've partnered with Help Text to offer 1 free month of private, personalized mental health and grief support by text message. I did the free month. It was wonderful. I haven't decided yet whether to sign up for it. I think it was like $70 for the year, which is very reasonable. 70 or 90, I can't remember, but I really did enjoy the text messages. And you can, I think it says at the bottom here what you can, the 2 different groups you can pick from. But if you're looking for support for health, well-being, including additional support for caregiving, financial stress, depression, anxiety, or more, or grieving a loved one, the death of a loved one. So again, you fill out, it's just a check sheet of, are you dealing with anxiety, or are you dealing with nightmares, or are you dealing with the grief, the death of someone? And then those, I think they came twice a week. They were very much on target. They weren't just like a little quote. It was a paragraph of information of how to reframe or rethink about something. And I found them very helpful. So anybody that's struggling with that, I think this would be a great resource for you. I think it would also be, even if you're already in, if you are in counseling, if you have a mental health therapist, this would be a great way to jog some things that you might want to talk about when you go in, when you have your session. And it's free. Okay, this goes along the same lines. This is very important that the great nonprofits, we're really proud of this, that we have received this. We've been accredited with this before, but we need your help to keep it. And the reason why this is so important to us is we know that we're bringing you accurate information. We know that we are connecting you with accurate information, and the articles that we share have been vetted and researched. But this is a way of putting the stamp on it to say, yes, Aortic Hope is doing what they say they're doing, but we need your help to tell them that we are a great nonprofit. So we needed at least 8 stories. I've seen probably, what do you think, Josh, 7 or 8 come through? I think we have, I know at least
Karen
6
doesn't
people.
share this with me.
I've seen them come through. I thought I saw them coming through. Oh no, you know what I've seen people do? I've seen the emails, people saying that they did it, but I didn't get to see what they said. But all it is when you click on the link that's below, they just want you to write just a couple sentences about you know, what you've received from our community, how it has helped you. So here it is right here. When you click on it, all you're going to see is a square that you can type in. But Great Nonprofits is the #1 source of nonprofit stories and feedbacks. It's honoring highly regarded nonprofits with their 2024 top rated list, which we really want to make. So help us raise visibility with our work by posting a brief story of your experience with us. All content would be visible to potential donors and volunteers. And it only takes a few minutes, but we always say, like, with the survivor stories, this is kind of the same thing. Be a shining star in somebody's life, and help connect other people with us. And this is a way of doing this that will take you hardly any time.
There you go. And
So
that link's in chat as well.
What'd you say?
I put that link in chat as well.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, all you have to do is say, I'm a caregiver. I was looking for connections with other people. I found all the information that I needed, the connections and accurate information. So whatever we have done to help you, all you have to do is to put it in a couple of sentences, and it will help us help other people. Okay. Oh, this is always fun. So this is the time of year that, and I know I've seen these coming through because I've had fun looking at the pictures. So it's Aortic Hope's 6th annual Hope campaign. And this takes place in September, but we want you to start now because Aortic Hope, Aortic Disease Awareness Month is in December. I mean, September. Why am I thinking September? So September. So the way this Hope campaign works is that we would like for you to take pictures of yourself participating in a marathon, or doing the dishes because that was a great accomplishment for you that day, or that one day during the week that you got yourself and you're dressed and you're going out for the day, you're spending some time with family. I've seen some pictures, people with their horses. I've seen people with pictures on vacation. So there, a lot of times when you think about aortic disease, people will start listing the people that haven't survived, the Lucille Balls, the John Ritter, but we have survived, and we want to bring hope to the community and let them see that there is life during aortic disease. So let us see what you have out there. I've seen some people sending pictures with their doctor. And if you go to your doctor, go to the Hope Shop and order a T-shirt to take to him or her. That would be great. So, and this is the perfect time of the year also for you to go to the Hope Shop and order your swag that you can wear in September and raise awareness. So just email us a picture. If you could put hope in the subject line, that will help us. We would like all these photos to us as soon as possible, but the latest would be September 14th, because then Josh puts all the pictures together on September 19th, which is the actual Awareness Day. And we have that video. This will be our 6th one. And if you would like to see what last year's looked like, there's the link right there. So everybody, please do that.
Right on. And here's the thing. I would like a picture of yourself, a picture with your, friends and family, and that's 2 different
It doesn't have to be just
categories.
one.
Yeah, you can send in multiple pictures. Pictures with you and your puppy or your whatever pet, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to see. And then there's a whole like outside section. So if you're out with people, that's one thing. And if you're in with people, so dinners and so forth, like they're all going to be separated out into these different little things that you guys
Oh,
do.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we want a variety of activities.
Yeah, like everybody that sent in like going to a ball game, every one of those stadiums were kind of ready like to go together to show everybody where their interests lie. Yeah. And then sporting activities, people were in boats, people were jumping over penguins. I don't know.
Okay, good. Well, this is a really fun way for our community to come together, even though we're international. This is one of those ways that we can all come together and feel like we're part of a group. So, okay, so everybody take part in that. Get your cameras out. And then, so the Survivor series that we do, this time is Maria Trinidad Herrera, and she is the moderator for our Spanish support group. So you will see that we have it here in English, and then we have it again in Spanish. And she had her first aortic dissection surgery in 2009. The fears and questions became overwhelming, and the difficulty with the diagnosis and lack of knowledge of some medical professionals worked against her. If found on time, what could have been addressed with a stent or an observation led to a complicated and dangerous open heart surgery that forever changed her life. The psychological traumas after the surgery became a daunting chore and led her to find a healing path in poetry. With the 2nd edition of her first book, she shares how poetry continues to heal and fortify her spirit in the most vulnerable moments of her life as an aortic dissection survivor. And the message is that you are not alone. And she is the moderator of our Spanish-speaking support group. So this is where you can sign up if you would like to join there. And there it is. I remember writing this for the first time like 4 years ago. Be the shining star in someone's life by submitting your story of survival, or if you're caring for someone with aortic disease. This is one of the biggest things that we are known for, are our survivor stories, and helping people not feel alone by reading and listening to the survivor stories. And so if you decide to participate in this, it's very easy. There's no right or wrong. We just want you to tell your story. We want to know what your symptoms were, what was the process of your diagnosis, and then that we would share that video or the blog with Think Aorta US, and we use it as a tool for the ER doctors and first responders. And it's really important to think about the aorta. So if you're interested in sharing your story and being that shining star, just fill out the form, and Josh or somebody will be getting in touch with you. But there's an entire collection of these on our YouTube channel. And the first time I ever found Aortic Hope, I was just looking for stories, and that's how I found Aortic Hope. I wanted to know, did the same thing happen to other people? Was anybody else sent home from the hospital telling them that it was kind of all in their head and you're fine? So this is a way to connect and tell your story, and nobody gets paid for it. So we just want to help others. So let's go on to the events page. So we're all the way down here to the
I knew I forgot to clean that page.
Well, today's the 12th, the weekend review with me, and then the Brian Morrell, the the athlete and training is tomorrow night. And then also Tuesday night is the support group that happens at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so that it's 7 o'clock if you are on the West Coast. And I'm jumping in on that one tomorrow night, just to, as a board member, to say hello and to thank everybody who's participating in that. Then there's a live Q&A with a doctor from the Schmidt Heart Institute. Karen will be interviewing with him on Wednesday, the 14th, and that's at 3 o'clock. It's not an evening one. That's at 3 p.m. If you're working and you can't be there, you can always go back and watch these. That will turn red. I think Karen said she's going to make it active tonight. She's going to activate that tonight so that you can click on that and be ready for that on Wednesday. Thursday is always the aorta hangout with Rob and Mindy. And then Thursday at 8 p.m., these are all Eastern Standard Time, is the caregivers group. And then Sunday is with Kevin Song, or the Kiwang. And that Karen will be next.
That's
Qigong.
Qigong.
Karen,
Qi.
say that again.
Qi. Gong.
Now, can you teach me how to say charcuterie?
I don't know how to say that either.
Okay, and Karen will be back next week in all her glory. And the only other thing that I want to say is for Hope Mail, I sent out all my Hope Mail last week. Again, I will encourage everybody to sign up for Hope Mail. It's really fun. We're a little over 6 months in. Well, I guess we're 8 months in now, because we're 8 months worth of Hope Mail for this year. This year, we concentrated on mental health, which is what people were telling us they would like to concentrate on. So we have a, I don't know if I have one open here or not, but it's, no, I don't. It's a coloring book, one of those meditation coloring books. We give you coloring pencils. It's really great to stick in a bag and take with you while you're waiting for the doctor's appointment or your CT scan. There's some chapstick in there, and then a personal note from me, and then some calming strips. So some of them you can trace your finger. I have one, I think I've shown you before. I have one on the back of my phone right here that I use while I'm sitting talking to the doctor. And there's a variety of them that with different ways to self-calm. The only thing that I will ask you is when you fill out the form, please, please, please give me your zip code so I don't have to go look it up. And the other thing is a lot of times I will have our packages will come back because your address might be like 1234 Adams Street North, but then I put North. I didn't know that's part of your street address, so I put North with your town. So, North Bel Air or something. So try to put a period at the end of North if it's part of your street address, and that will help me out too. But if you haven't signed up for Hope Mail, please go do it. We will be meeting in November to come up with our next year's ideas for Hope Mail. So if you have some ideas, one year we did mint. I don't want to do the big squeeze balls anymore. They were hard to mail. But last year we had like some the stress balls. Think of all the things that you get when you walk around at a fair, the hand sanitizers, the eyeglass wipes, the little pill box things. If you have some ideas, please send it to me. If you find something that's unusual, send it to me and I'll research it. Just you can either send a picture to me or you can write me an email at Tammy, Tammy, at aortichope.org. So that's it for this week. Thank you, the 3 people that are here. I appreciate you.
Oh, and also, thank you, Christina, for filling out the Great Nonprofits review. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, it makes a huge difference. We can say, and we know in our hearts that we do not publish anything that we have not vetted and researched first, but we need people to be able to trust us. And that's one way that we can earn the trust of people when an organization like nonprofits recognizes. So thank you so much for that. Velda, I hope you're doing well. So, and
Go ahead and drown Karen a little bit, not too much.
okay.
You know what I mean? Just
yeah,
get her hair wet. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go. Well, I think my bathing suit is dry now, but yeah. So I'll go see where she's picked for dinner. She was trying to decide between Mexican or Italian. I think she was leaning toward Mexican. So we'll see. But we'll try not to get. My husband's out of town, so it's just the two of us. So we'll see what kind of trouble we get in tonight. She keeps wanting me to take my top off of my Jeep, and the thing is, I can't put the top back on. Oh no, my husband has the Jeep. Last night we drove the Jeep, and she got in and she's like, "Why can't we take the lid off, the top off?" And I was like, "Because I can't put it back on if it starts raining." So. Okay, guys, I will see you soon. I'm not sure when I'm scheduled again, but I'm going to be popping into tomorrow night's support group. I can always use some support. I have a few stories to tell there. So, okay, goodbye, everyone. Much love to all.